Welcome to Getting Back Up, where grief meets growth.
Two men, two fathers, and one shared journey of rebuilding.
We're talking about life after cancer, love, loss, and everything no one tells you. I'm David McClain.
And I'm Jamal Jones. And welcome to Getting Back Up, Finding Life After Death.
Hey, man. Something hit me the other day. I knew it was coming. I didn't know how I could digest it.
These I love these ones are interesting for me because I feel like some of these I've gone through, but I get to like wonder what it is for you.
Yeah, I think it's my 8th grader, now rising 9th.
Kara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She graduated from 8th grade.
Ooh, yeah, that's a big one.
And it hit me.
Yeah.
Because this was another last. One of the many lasts as a single father, a widowed father.
Yeah.
That we undergo.
Yeah.
Experience.
Yeah, I remember the first last for Miela, because Zaya, my daughter,
My 16-year-old.
yeah, your 16-year-old,
yeah,
they were same age, same grade, and I remember both being at the graduation.
Yeah.
Then looking like, oh man, I'm feeling this, so I know Dave is feeling this.
Yeah, I remember you. I could feel you looking over, and your now wife Jordan. Is he all right over there? Do you need to go talk to him?
Yeah.
But her last middle school choral concert, her last middle school dance.
Yeah.
An era that's come and gone, and you'll never see again.
Yeah, and the reminder or the moment that we're talking about that I know is her mom wasn't here for this. And in that moment, her mom isn't here for this.
Exactly. The realization all at that same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think there's probably like a little bit of grief, a little bit of anger, right? Like a little bit of...
Yeah. All of it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that's what we're talking about today. Something that widowers don't always anticipate. They know it's coming, but bracing for it.
The lasts for I mean, I won't say we celebrated birthdays, 16th birthdays earlier this year for both of our daughters, Miela and Zaya. But for me, like there's also, not just the last, it's the anticipation of a last, right? Like that's also like one of those things. Our daughters just moved. Kara's moving from 8th grade to high school. Zaya and Miela are moving from sophomore to juniors.
Whoa.
And starting to have conversation. Upperclassmen. Classes, schedules are different.
Yeah.
The outlook is different.
Yeah.
So it's the anticipation of a last.
In anticipation of these milestones.
Mm-hmm.
They keep coming.
Yeah.
Keep coming. Quietly reminding us that our late spouses are no longer here.
And their mothers aren't here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the intention today is to help widowers recognize that grieving these moments is completely normal, right? We share these milestones with you because we don't do it from the standpoint of like, oh my gosh, this is strange. Like, and it's still here. It's still a reminder.
Still common, and because we're not just grieving a person.
Yeah, we're grieving the absence of that person from the life, from the lives, our children's lives that are still unfolding, right? And I think that's an important part of like this reflection and why you feel this is because they're missing.
Yeah.
Right. There's a character or person missing
That's right.
from the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to the graduation.
Yeah. Tell me.
Which I think is funny for middle school, because when we were coming up, and I'm sure a lot of you all, it was just promotion to the next. It wasn't really celebration.
I don't remember having a big celebration. It was maybe they go up and they call the class up and parents clap and that was it.
Yeah, and it's expected. Okay, y'all have a good summer, and
Yeah.
then high school starts next year.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. There's so much attention on this
Mhm.
period
Mhm.
with so much more to come.
Right.
Acknowledging this is great. I'm not
Yeah.
diminishing from the fact that this is happening and it shouldn't, but it was just so different for us. So man,
Yeah.
it just hit me hard, sitting up there in those bleachers and
Yeah.
in the gym, which thankfully had air conditioning.
This time?
Yeah, most
Okay.
gyms typically.
Well, last time I remember the graduation. Oh yeah, because it's different school.
Well,
This-
it was that same middle school.
Oh, same one. Okay.
But
And
now
they
they've
fixed the
added-
AC. Okay, that's good.
They did.
That was tough a couple
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago. But I mean, I think as challenging as it is, on paper, it's a happy moment, right? That you're supposed to be celebrating.
Exactly.
But like, listen, grief don't care what day it is. Grief.
Say it again.
Grief don't give a goddamn what day it is. It's coming for you, right?
That's for sure.
And it's gonna pick its moments, and some days it's gonna be the ones you expect, and some days it's gonna be the things you don't expect.
That's what creeped up on me, man, because I could feel the tears starting to well up as they're getting close to her name, and her row stands, and they walk and get their little certificate and all that, and just the whole event itself, it was a lot.
Yeah.
I wasn't bawling, but tears were coming to my eyes. My eyes were wet.
Well, I mean, and then there's a part of it where like everybody thinks of grief as this sadness, this deep sadness.
Yeah.
But this is a moment where grief is almost like a beautiful experience because you're getting to not just there's a part where you're sad that this person isn't here, but you're also reflective of how proud they would be of them.
Yeah, that's
how proud they would be. Like, listen, of Kara, but also of you, right? Like Nalani is proud of you in that moment, and I think there's a realization of that. Like this, it's also beautiful in a way, right? That the love was so deep, that the love for her children is so deep,
right?
That's why this moment is here, and that's why it feels this way.
And also, I think getting into it a little bit more is that it's a story shared by so many, not just me, but all of these people around her. So and it really started for me the last choral concert that she went to, and just how talented all those kids are. And I'm thinking about all the other parents and how they come with a certain sense of wholeness that maybe I don't have. What I mean is, I'm just there and with my older daughter, and then also the woman who helps us and has for so long with the children. She's there because she's like another mother, auntie, different kind of
the village
roles.
The village plays multiple roles.
So we're there, and it started with that, and just feeling, man, this is the last of this. We won't set foot in this auditorium ever again, probably. And it's this idea of this is final.
Right.
This is the last of my children to go through middle school, having heard the same song, 9 times or however many for
right.
And knowing what the program is and enjoying it in a different way, because it is
the last
of what is going on.
And
then her getting ready for her final middle school dance. And Jamal, she wasn't wearing a potato sack, which is what I would have chosen for her to step out of the house. No, she had a dress that she said she liked because she was out with her auntie, and I had to order it, and it was sleeveless and it showed cleavage and all that, and having to take her to go get it altered and all of that. And that's when this is at least the last of this for 8th grade,
right?
And then moving on into high school and what have you. And just the preparation for the dance and little pictures I took, and then the woman helps us with the girls. She had video and everything because I had to take Miela to something else. So the oldest daughter to another function while the youngest Kara.
Because they playing everything the same days. They always playing the same.
That's how it works. And just seeing that and seeing her no longer as this little child.
Right.
And Nalani's
How did that
second
hit you?
child.
Like, how did that hit you? Like, going through that process? Like, was there a part of you, or let me say this differently.
Yeah.
Are you getting used to the absence during the buildup, during the process, and then in the moment when the music's playing and this silence? Is that where you're realizing where it's hitting you?
For me, I never get used to it.
Okay.
Because I know it's coming.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're doing so much that then it hits you and, oh, shoot, I'm back in this moment.
Yeah.
You think of the absence. You think of the preparation to get that person there without that person you thought was going to help you with that.
Right.
So I don't ever get used to it. It's a fixture in how I take in whatever that moment is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it is. Similar with grief.
Yeah.
Because it triggers, I don't like that word trigger.
Yeah.
The remembrance then gives you that sense of loss and grief and knowing, hey man, you can manage it. Because there's so much more that's going to be ahead for these girls. Not only joy, but also grief as well in different forms.
Yeah.
So I never get used to it, but it's this sense of it's contextual to that moment. Know that it's going to be there.
Right.
Work through it, man.
Yeah.
And allow whatever response
to just happen. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just also the idea of the drop off for the dance and seeing other mothers and how they're preparing, getting that last shot outside with their mom before they get on the bus to go to the venue where the dance and everything's going to happen. I didn't get that. Nalani wasn't here for that.
Yeah.
And Kara wasn't there to see how her mother responds to how she looks and the dress and how far she's come and how more womanly she looks now versus being that little toddler that she had to change diapers for and all the other stuff.
Do you usually say anything? Do you say anything to them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's important.
Yeah.
Because that is a form of healthy grieving. I guess you can say healthy grieving is acknowledgement.
Yeah.
That this is a bittersweet moment. There's sadness and there is joy. They can coexist in this moment. So yes, often I say this and how proud.
I'm with you, bro.
Just how proud their mom would be. And I took them to dinner to celebrate the end of the year and said as much. Tears didn't come at that moment because I'm just feeling it now.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling it now. So yeah, man. So it's not just realizing we're grieving as a family and joy at the same time. Going back to Kara and the whole 8th grade dance and the last concert in particular, some of those friends, Kara's friends, their parents, and them saying, yeah, this is the last, isn't it?
Yep.
And that knowing Nalani wasn't here for it.
Yeah.
They were saying it.
Yeah. And it's always present. It always is going to be there. Like, it's always going to be the milestone, the last thing.
That's right.
Right. Because it's a reminder of the finality of not just the chapter that you're going through, but also another thing that they didn't get to be part of.
That's right.
That they wanted to be part of. Right. And I think that's the part where you are always gonna, I'll say, like, listen, we're always gonna be in the brink of tears in those moments that they're not here, even if it's not selfishly for our own grief, but for the kids' grief, right? Like that absence for the kids, I think for me is what usually presents itself more than anything.
Yeah.
So
and just to kind of, you're exactly right, and you still feel this at 9 years on out.
Yeah, 9 years. I mean, yeah, I mean
that Janice had passed away.
Yeah,
even 9 years out, you're feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, not to cut you off.
No,
but
I want to.
Yeah, but like I think about it, like I won't say thank God I didn't have a milestone this year because I did. Right, Zaya turns 16.
Yeah.
Jackie's, after her gap year, she's applying it to colleges and like that whole process.
That's fantastic.
And the joy and excitement we have in our family about that, but also knowing that these are things that Janice didn't get to be part of. Zaya getting through sophomore year as well as she did for us, and I say, well, I'm not just talking about grades. I mean, like socially,
right.
Like she joined the cheer team, and those are times like seeing her do that. Even for me at the end of the season, seeing how much she had grown as a young lady, and I felt an immense amount of pride. I know Jordan felt an immense amount of pride, my wife, my now wife, but also we both were like, and I think Jordan actually told her, like, your mom would be so proud of you, right? Not just in her, but like, even in those moments, like, you're like, man, like, these are milestones. This is this is the last first time, right? Like, I never thought Zaya would be like, hey, I want to be on the cheer team. Like, not because I doubted her, but I feel like that's just wasn't her vibe. Like, for so long, I thought that wasn't her vibe. And then all of a sudden, she's like, I want to join the cheer team. And I'm like, wait, what? But there was a part of me that saw her and doing it. We were going to the games, which was cool, but also seeing her grow. And I'm like, man, like, Janice didn't get to see that. Right. And I think when you go through those moments, it is these, and now, as I mentioned, like, now she's going into her junior year, and I'm thinking back, you're reminding me of that was one of the first big milestones that we had after we moved here, was Jackie graduating from high school. Was the first one, right? Like, Jackie graduating from high school, and we're outside the stadium, and they do it at the over here, the big stadium by the zoo. And I remember watching Jackie and taking pictures with her, and her grandmother was there, both grandmothers. So Janice's mother was there, my mom was there. All of our family, our family was there, and Jackie didn't want us to make a big deal of it, and trying to like kept it low key, and like barely, like, didn't even wear a dress or anything, wore just like shorts or something under. But it was just like, man, like, one, Janice wouldn't have stood for that. She would have made you wear a goddamn dress, or like your mother would have made you. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking like, oh, Janice wouldn't have had this. But also respecting, this is what Jackie wants to do, but then also just like in these pictures she's missing, in this build up she's missing. We did a celebration afterwards, and then like she's missing. And I remember thinking about that and talking about that when I did my, because we had something in the backyard, and when I did my speech, it was like the last for Jackie. It was like for her also realizing she's the oldest, and knew Janice so much, knew her well. Like, Zaya was younger when Janice passed and got sick, but Jackie had seen so much and experienced so much of her. And it was a part of me where, like, man, like, she's missing this key part of who she is, and Janice is missing this cool part, this huge part of who she is, right, at the same time. I think that was, for me, like, just two parallels of like where you can anticipate. I'm anticipating a last. I'm anticipating a high school graduation that, and it's like you're on eggshells as you build it, and you make sure you do it in the right way, and you're carrying so much of it. And it's like, that's why I was asking how you were feeling during the build up.
Yeah.
Right. During the process, because I'm in a 2-year process now of bracing for high school graduation. I will be in tears for myself. I will be in tears for for Janice, right? I will be in tears for Janice's mother who passed away, my late mother-in-law. Like, I will be in tears for so many people who are part of this little girl's life. But also thinking back to when we did it for Jackie, and then when we did middle school, like for middle school graduation for Zaya, like, you don't ever not miss them being there for those moments.
Yeah.
I think that's the part where we talk about, like, this is an element of grief that will linger and will creep up in different ways. And just when you think you figured it out, right?
And also it's their experience through these lasts. It is different than what you anticipated.
Yeah.
Because of absence.
Yes. Who they are is different.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who they are at this moment of last for them is because of the absence of the person who is supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And that is a sense of pride at the same time.
It is.
Sadness.
And it's also a sense of, I won't say guilt, but it's a sense of responsibility to remind them. And I think to your point of, like, letting them know how proud you are and how proud Nalani would be, and same for me.
Yeah.
In that moment, there's a part of you who's like, because they have grown up so much different than we grew up without this experience. Then there's other children who thankfully are blessed to not have to go through this at this age. Our children have grown up in a place where there's sometimes that I look at my kids, and I'm sure you do the same, and I look at them and they're almost stoic in certain experiences. Like, they are just, I can deal with this.
Yeah.
Because they're so strong because of this absence. And I think there's a part where, like, you kind of almost don't want to let them. I know for me, sometimes I'm like, don't forget your mom. Like, I'm not saying it, but it's like this nudge to, like, make sure you remember that she's still here with you. She's still part of who you're becoming, even though she's absent. Right. I think that's something that's there for me.
All right. So what this really is, it's continuing grief we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, again, we tend to think of grief and we attach it to things like anniversaries.
But sometimes it's attached to progress.
Yeah. I mean, like life keeps moving, and that's the part where this it feels strange a little bit.
And as this happens, and just every time life moves forward, there's another opportunity to really miss them.
Yeah, and like it's okay to acknowledge that, even if you've moved forward into, like, in my case, it's moved forward into a different relationship. I still have to let my children know.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody still needs to know and knows that, like, they miss their mom and she would have been a part of this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And you miss their mom for them
as
well, whether the relationship was fantastic or challenging, whatever the case may be.
And this is going to mostly show up in the milestones.
Yeah. And during these milestones, you just didn't expect you would hit without them.
Yeah. So, like, what do we, I mean, we've talked about the graduations.
Yeah.
We've talked about sporting events and concerts.
Yeah.
We're working on one right now.
The driver's license part?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Would Nalani, would she want to be driving in the car, or would she?
I think because there's a funny history in Nalani's family.
Okay.
So Nalani's dad has a bunch of cars.
Okay. All right.
All over. He loves
collectors.
Cars.
Okay.
He'll have 15 El Caminos or whatever. Wow. And it's not.
Do they work?
That's a good question. Because he hasn't visited all of them. I don't think he knows where some of them are.
So wait, and he lives, where do they live again?
I'm not gonna say.
Well, I mean,
in the Southwest.
Okay, so Southwest. So I'm sorry. I'm being stereotypical.
Yeah.
I'm imagining driving down a country road and you see the long driveway with like 7 cars lined up, some with hoods, some with covers.
with a tarp,
a blue
and
tarp. And then there's one car on the right side of the driveway all the way up, and that's the one that works.
clean.
Okay.
No, it's not like that. So he has them spread out.
Okay.
People's driveway. And he's got a couple of different cars. So he's a car person. And Nalani kind of got that gene as well. Not the multiple cars, but the love of cars.
Okay, cool. All right.
So it was funny. So I can't remember the model, but I think it was like a Datsun 280Z or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That the father bought for himself.
Oh, nice.
And Nalani was coming of driving age. And so Nalani's mom was like,
she wasn't. Pause. I want to pause. For those who don't know, a Datsun.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Is the old brand name for Nissan.
Yeah. But that Datsun is classic. And worth
that was
big
like
bucks.
That's the coupe. That's the two-door.
Oh man.
Yeah.
With the louvers on the back and all that. Remember that? I think
yes.
That's
the Datsun. The Datsun replaced the Nissan 300Z.
That's it. That's exactly right. Oh, beautiful cars. So he bought this for himself.
Okay.
Nalani's mom didn't like that. Said, "Oh, so you bought that for her then?" So she said, "But I had no other."
So she got a Datsun. Ooh.
But listen, she was 14, bro. So she was driving illegally to school because they got busy in Paris and they had to be here and there.
Yeah.
So her first car wasn't a Chevette.
Nice.
Or, a Chevette T1000 or a Ford Fiesta with 3 hubcaps on it and it's yellow.
She had a Datsun.
She had a 280Z and they said to her, just drive it to school. Come on.
Yeah.
What?
So she was a car. So she was a car.
Yeah, she was. Okay. She was in that thing.
Okay.
So
she'd have had.
Talk about first driver's licenses and first cars. That's what.
So she'd had Miela doing donuts in the street probably right now.
Well, they would be driving fast and develop road rage early. Okay.
So it's funny. Janice would not. I think no, she would not. I actually think I taught Tahir to drive.
Okay.
Me and his dad and his uncle.
Tahir being
my oldest. My oldest, my stepson. And she didn't want any part of it. She was like, I don't have the patience for it. And she was like, I'm not dying because of some little kid who doesn't know how to drive. That would have been her vibe.
Yeah.
So and she'd be like, I'm not messing up my coupe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So exactly, they don't deserve it yet. Because then what's to look forward to?
Yeah.
If you got it all up front,
like
that. So so now I think concerts and such too.
Yeah.
Because the girls are talking about one very, very popular artist. So
college visits and the acceptance letters process for sure. I know she was like very involved with that with Tahir.
Yeah.
I know she was excited for it for Jackie because from a young age Jackie showed a lot of aptitude and we believed and still we believed in her from a young age. And Zaya also now like she's stellar. And as we go through this process going into the upperclassmen, yes,
they love that time. Be sure
I gotta use that.
You gotta spread it. They love. I have an upperclassman. They love that.
Yeah. And now as I'm thinking about that, it's gonna, we're gonna start booking these trips. I know Jordan's excited about it, and I know she's gonna be wondering why are you down? Why are you acting like this? And I'm like, feels some kind of way. There's somebody missing.
The last of these, the holidays start to look different as well.
Yeah.
That it's that last Thanksgiving and. Now understanding why that child doesn't like mashed potatoes and that whole discussion, that might be the last of it for a while because their lives are going to go all these different paths and they may not come back for those holidays. Again, it's the absence of the people at holidays. And it could be those like your children who happen to spend it elsewhere. That's going to start to look different again.
Yeah, exactly.
The last again.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I mean, there's so many different places that's going to present itself, and I think that we could run down a long list, but I think, again, I think the part that I think about often is how much of it is like the anticipation of these moments, as much as it's the passing of these moments.
Yeah.
You feel, I know me personally, I feel stress sometimes approaching these moments. I feel stress approaching the birthday. I feel stress approaching a graduation, approaching the college application process or whatever thing is coming next.
True.
There's the reminder.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of anxiety around, am I doing this the right way? Am I representing this person that's missing in here?
Yeah.
So much like pressure that you feel.
Yeah.
Going through it. So
I think what surprised me, the grief wasn't, in the moment of the loss, wasn't fully overwhelming.
Subtle, right?
Yeah, I had some practice, I think, going into it. So so it's a quiet sadness. It kind of sits next to a sense of joy.
Yeah,
that we had already talked about.
Yeah,
because they're prepared for that moment, absent who should be there.
Yeah, because we talk about how the joy and the grief could coexist.
Yeah,
right, and it creates kind of this conflicting, almost this conflicting emotion. I think that's the reality. I think that's the surprise.
Mm-hmm.
That was the surprise for me.
Mm-hmm.
My first experiences with the last was, and the milestones is that they create these new layers, these new types of grief, not this deep sadness in some cases, but sometimes just, it's weird to say, like, I think when people think about grief, they always think about, oh, I miss this person. And it's like you have this, grief is always thought of as this constant missing. I don't know if it's always a constant missing.
No, right.
And sometimes I think the milestones create a situational missing. Right? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I miss this person more in this situation.
Right.
Every day has seemed fine, but this situation in particular is where this grief lies.
That reminder.
It's the reminder.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that was a surprise for me, because I thought it was going to be more of like, either I think my process, or over these years, obviously it's faded over time, or the type of grief has changed. But thinking, as I got through that first wave of deep grief, then came the situational grief, which was like, oh wait, I didn't see that coming. I thought I was okay.
Yeah. New layer.
Right. So
to kind of work through, and then and it could be these small moments that new layer ushers in.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's going to hit harder than some of these big anniversaries that we celebrate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Like a big anniversary. Like, I remember thinking, like, even before I got remarried, like, I remember, like, the wedding anniversary just became a day. Right. It didn't become a day that I was like deep in sadness. It just was like, oh wow, oh shoot, tomorrow's our anniversary. Oh wow, man. But then you would have like something else come, and it's like the kids are going on, going away for a weekend trip with a friend, and you're like, wait a minute, like,
what am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do at home? Right? Yeah. Would she want me to?
It's too quiet.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and now your mind is crazy. Yeah. So yes, it's I remember the first time I sent them to camp, like sleepaway camp.
Come on, man. That already hurt me again. Like, what you doing?
I was just like, one, I don't think Janice would have had it. I think she'd be like, oh hell no, my kids ain't going to sleepaway camp.
Because she didn't do it.
Because she didn't do it.
The family didn't.
Their family didn't do stuff.
A relative or something like that. At the most.
I mean, they grew up in Jersey, in the city, so I mean, the kids did day camps, right?
Okay.
Or maybe they went to a family member for like a month after the summer.
Okay.
Like, okay, different part of the New Jersey, right? Or different part. That's right. I mean, I had it. There's times I went to Brooklyn Cousins camp. My cousins lived in Brooklyn. That was Brooklyn Cousins camp. So, but yeah.
Well, another I'll just throw this in as we kind of go across the surprising me of the last is my oldest has a job now.
Oh,
She working this summer.
Yeah.
And so that hanging out.
Oh man, yeah.
And not doing those days are over.
Yeah. What the crazy part too? Yes, like Zaya has been looking for a job, and to no luck. Which is two different experiences. But the other part of it is like, yes, you have these times where people, like that's the first job, right? And what is the first job? And would mom be happy with this first job?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be cool? Or would she have been able to help? Like what would have been her advice in preparing for it?
That's
and
right.
like, it's another milestone.
That's another milestone. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yeah. And
so, yeah,
I think also what surprised me is just still the other people showing their grief alongside of you. Yeah. And it's different for people with their last.
Yeah.
And that's another full episode. Oh, that we're going to have about those people grieving alongside of you.
Yes.
Those lasts.
How other people and other family members and other loved ones who are part of your community navigate your lasts and your children's laughs alongside you, and how in some cases you got to let that be theirs and not yours.
That's right.
Right. And I think it's we carry enough, right? You carry enough. But yeah, we'll talk about that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And then, again, we talked like it evolves. It doesn't disappear. I've talked
the sense of grief.
I've talked about kind of the long tail.
Yeah.
Right. It's really heavy up front and gradually changes phases, and it still exists and it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
It just pops up in its own way, and it evolves into hopefully something less painful, hopefully something that allows you to do more reflecting, but also hopefully something that allows you to do more.
I think you would agree to this other that really surprised one and us and you all that we're speaking to is that this pride can coexist, that your children can have sadness and pride.
Oh yeah,
as a compliment to each other.
Yeah,
that's still, I'm marveled.
Yeah,
that I'm marveled by their ability to do that, because I as an adult, maybe just because we have all this life experience, we feel things more.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the gift of childhood as well.
I think it's the I hate to call it a gift, but I think it's the experience of navigating deep loss in youth. It comes with complexity and challenges, but I think it also comes with maturing that likely wouldn't have happened without it.
Yeah.
Right. We say our kids they're forced to grow faster. And I think because of that, we see it and feel it differently than they do.
Yeah.
I know where I struggled though was being able to fully enjoy the moment.
Because what? Because you were always looking for what was missing?
Yeah. And I'm always worried about everybody else. Like, back to the point, there's a point here you mentioned before, how is all the other family and experiencing this? And usually in milestones, we're surrounded by family and friends who've also lost our late wives, right? And some have lost a friend, they've lost a sister, they've lost them. So I think for me, it was like, it's always been like, I'm observing, I'm looking at my daughters and I'm like, are you okay? Are they okay? Okay. Are they okay? How do they look? They're smiling. Okay. They're okay. It looks like they're okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like, how's her mom? Oh my gosh, her mom looks sad. Is she okay? No, she's laughing. Right? Like you're kind of scanning, and then your own thought around, she should be here. Or I can't believe she's gone. Right? Like there's times that I rewind 9 years and I'm like, I can't believe she's gone.
Yeah.
And it's not like
but that statement alone is like
just a statement. It's not deep sadness in that moment. It's like shock.
Yeah.
It's still shock in that moment. Like, oh, graduation's here, or Saya's birthday or whatever. And I'm like, oh my, I can't believe she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That takes you out of the joy of the moment sometimes, right?
Yeah, I think where you can struggle with that, and we talk about this a lot, so it bears repeating, is that just staying present during happy moments.
Yeah.
Because it's tinged with sadness, and it always will be, because cast of characters, as we talk about, they're not all there.
Yeah.
And not only your spouse
Right.
that has passed away, but grandparents, how they would beam with joy,
right,
seeing this development, seeing the lasts along you, and how they might have thought about, for their generation, the last that they saw of we as their grandchildren,
right,
or their daughter, that they're, Janice's mom, that kind of thing. So
no, I agree, and I think we talked about it. There's this mixed dichotomy of joy and sadness, grief and hope.
Yep.
Right. Being able to be excited for the future in this experience, but also the balance of like, oh man, like the sadness that this person is missing. There's so many complex emotions that you've got to manage, and I think that it's trying to navigate those are always a challenge.
Now let me throw this at you, and you all may feel this way. I don't know if I felt guilty for celebrating, because it wasn't about me. The laughs are very much more about my children.
Right.
It's not celebrating, oh, and I got them to this point.
Right.
And,
right.
No, that's I'm supposed to.
There's no trophy for you.
No. So it's like, what? Do you feel the same way?
No, I agree completely. I don't think it's necessarily you cannot feel guilty. At the end of the day, in these moments, it's about celebrating the accomplishments.
Yes.
An accomplishment could be you've gotten your child to this moment. They've gotten themselves to this moment.
That's correct. They did the work.
Right. You kept giving them the message, giving them the encouragement. Right. Like that, to me, I think is what we're celebrating.
Yes.
Right. It's their accomplishment.
Absolutely.
That's the important part of it.
Yeah.
We talked about, like, we always talk about like the experience of like, going to the store or going to the restaurant, and we're sitting there and our family's just us and somebody else's family is all of them. And like, there's always that pressure of comparing.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what does our success look like versus what does our celebration look like versus somebody else's? That's just like always.
What did they see when it's just the three of us? Says, what must they think?
It must be his weekend.
That's always good. Okay. Must be his weekend.
Me too. I don't know, man. I would just be.
And I want to let them order that.
Listen, family, that is probably not a widower's feeling. That's probably every dad's feeling. Like, why are they looking at me like it's my weekend? Right? It's true. But it's amplified when you're a widower. So,
Where I struggle to, or where one can struggle, is carrying the emotional weight for the children, because it doesn't always come to the surface for a lot of our children.
Yes.
Sometimes we just get this for everything.
Good blanks there.
And how was your day? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, wait, so we get yes, no, short answers, or maybe not much of an answer. It could be a shrug or whatever.
The funny part is, if I give Zaya that response, for example, if she comes home and she'll, how's your day? I was like, it was all right. Just all right. I'm like, you said the same thing yesterday.
That was acceptable.
That was acceptable.
My answer not acceptable?
Well, my day was just all right. Your day should just not be just all right. And I'm like, what? So it's hard, but it's hard to navigate that, because you're looking for something to tell you they're okay.
Yeah, signs that they are fine.
Yeah.
That the ups and downs, but hey, I can work through it.
Yeah.
We have lived long enough in grief survival that you should know dad.
And maybe we should think about this in the context of they are okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done a pretty good job helping them navigate through this.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to say that. It's hard for us to know that sometimes without them telling that. I usually guilt my daughter all the time. I usually tell them, listen, don't come back to me when you're 25, 30 years old talking about you finally went back to counseling,
Yeah.
and now you're revealing all of these things that I didn't do right. I was like, I don't want to hear that. You tell me now, right? So,
right, exactly.
don't do that. Don't do that to your children. But
Do you have one? Because I had another one.
Yeah, no, I think accepting that like these things are going to continue to happen.
Yeah,
like there's going to be more and more milestones. Going to be more and more things to celebrate, and I don't want to just say like, without any care or recklessly say just get used to it. It's not that, but like do get used to it. Do get used to and know that with each milestone there's going to be a new and different emotion.
Yeah.
And it's okay to navigate through it. It's okay to pause and be distracted and worry and feel all these things. The main thing is you're not strange. It's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest one, which we can do a whole conversation about, is explaining to other people what you're feeling, especially to those people who haven't gone through loss.
Yeah.
And especially real time, all of the fallout that happens from the absence and how you're trying to move forward, they can say and do, and their lives continue. And at some point, they want yours to stay the same somehow and not allow you to move forward because they aren't ready to move forward. Again, a full episode and another full conversation that we can have.
But I think that's really important, because what that leads into is the thing that will make it worse, which is trying to pretend that this is only a happy day. Right?
That's a big one.
Because that one, to me, I think the when you are not open and don't have the conversations, and sometimes people won't ask you. Right. Because when there's children, especially when there's children in a place, everybody's laser focused on the children.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the further you move through it, people are less focused on how you're doing. They're more focused, again, it's the kids, it's the babies. Right.
The babies.
I gotta worry about these babies. Right. But the reality is, like it's not just a happy day. It is a day of reflection for some of us.
Yeah.
It is a day for missing for some of us. And it's still a grief. It's still a grief element, for some of us, right, in different ways. And I think that's something that is really important.
Yeah. And what makes it worse is suppressing the sadness during celebrations.
Yeah.
We have talked about this so often about, especially as men, don't stuff it down.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to eat you away like the cancer that afflicted both of our wives.
Yep.
And killed them.
Yep.
And just anything that is difficult and you try to put a lid on it, it's going to blow.
Yeah.
It's going to eat the insides in which it resides. We're very fragile skin, bone, water, and all the other cartilage and everything else that makes up our bodies.
Yeah,
we just can't.
I think one thing that will also make it worse is also, like, again, we talked about like looking at other families, comparing your family to someone else's family and where they are, comparing how your children are being in this moment to how other children may be. Like, those are really things that you don't want to do. They will make it worse.
Yeah.
Because again, we get that you're looking for a response. We get that you're looking for a model, but the model is different. The model is different for every family, and the model is different for every person. And let's just go back. Like, we all know when people are on social media and sometimes people are at events, I always say, you see a couple at a wedding and they seem happy and they hold hands and all this stuff, or you see a couple on a date, like, you have no idea what life is like at home, or you see a family, you have no idea what things they're dealing with internally. So you can't take something on the surface and assume that it's what it is. Like, you have to always assume that there's other layers to that. So know that your layers are layers that you deal with, and just as a result, you shouldn't compare yourself to anybody else.
And not feel guilty in those situations where you're grieving during happy events.
Yeah.
Because that is also an evolved sense of how you are dealing with grief, that you're able to express it in a way that shows the most vulnerable, but then you bring it back together and you're still moving forward clearly.
Yeah.
Because you're at that event. You're in that celebration.
Yeah.
And so it can mark sadness because of someone who is not there. And then it's also joyful tears because that person is moving forward and so are you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's that to me touches right on the next one that we have, which was, putting pressure on yourself to be strong. Right. Again, you have been.
That's right.
You've been strong. Right. Like the pressure to add more strong to yourself. Like you don't need to be any more strong than you've been through this point. Like just take it in the moment, be in the moment, experience the joy, experience the missing and the sadness if they present themselves, experience whatever pops up, let it flow in, let it flow out. And then again, just get back to reflecting and being present in the moment. I think that's something, admittedly, I know I've missed the opportunity I've missed the moment because I was off daydreaming or worried about something that I didn't need to worry about. But I think that's, the pressure to be strong is always there. We don't need to give it to ourselves anymore.
For sure. And then as far as it relates to making the last feel worse, not acknowledging the absence out loud.
Yeah.
Not acknowledging that, because it's going to be tied to happy memory that related to that celebration, related to the time, as ephemeral as it was with that person, how short it was with that person. You still had that moment, good, bad, challenging, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But not acknowledging her absence can make it worse.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And then, trying to protect everybody else's emotions. Like, there's no, like, we all have emotions. You got to let everybody feel it. You can't protect everybody's emotions. You can't protect the kids, especially. Like, they're going to feel what they're going to feel.
That's right.
But
and they should.
And they should, right? Like, there's no secret that this person's gone, right? We can all feel, everybody should feel, within reason. Obviously, somebody's hooping and hollering and then falling out during that. You might have to go take them out into the hallway.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But, I think you don't want to stop that process, but you can't babysit it.
Yeah. For sure. It just believing you have to choose between joy and sadness. No, as we keep saying, they can coexist.
They can coexist. Exactly.
And should.
Yep.
That's life, baby.
Yep.
That's life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, things that help, right? These are things that, sometimes you don't want to force it. I will always say, let it flow naturally how you want, to represent this past wife, past husband, this person. Is there a reason to honor them here? Is it a natural way? I think it's, saying their name again, we, recognize that they are missing from this event.
That's right.
Right. I think acknowledging the importance that they played in this, whether it's your child's life or the family, right? I think those are all fine things to do within the right context, within the right reason. Again, if it's like out of nowhere and it's everybody looking at you like you crazy and that was strange, you might not have been good timing.
But gotta get it around the milestone.
Get it around the milestones, yeah.
If you can, that makes a little bit more sense. And but it's so often share those stories because I think we end up laughing more than we do crying in those things.
Yeah.
They're just funny memories.
Yes.
So
I also think there's an element of
what help
making light of the loss and poking a little fun at the person who is no longer here.
Yeah.
Right. How big and flamboyant would the 16-year-old birthday party be if they were here instead of you?
And would it have been one day if Janice were planning it?
Right.
Or would it have been multiple in multiple cities
Exactly.
or something like
yeah,
that?
exactly. Like, and I think those are real things that you can laugh at. And the aunties and the uncles and the friends, they will be sitting there cracking up laughing.
That's right.
Co-signing, and your children would be like, oh, wow, like that's how mom was. That's how mom would have done this too. And they would get a lot of laugh out
That's
of it.
right.
And I think you did something, and you've done things before where you've allowed your daughters to give shout outs and thank yous to the family members, but equally allowing them to tell a story of
That's right.
though in that moment. I think that should be there. And even if there's not a microphone, them doing that.
That's right.
And sitting with the children and sitting with you and bringing the story up the table. And like, I think those are really healthy things to do.
And I think also what helped is just giving yourself permission to feel everything.
Yeah.
In its time.
Yeah.
And so I think for me to feel that and express it, I know you can say the same over the course of time that you have moved forward in your life. You could probably say the same thing. Just feel it all.
Yeah.
Feel it all.
Yep. And at the end of the day, the celebrations, they don't diminish the grief.
Yeah.
Right. They don't, there's not a punctuation mark. There's not an end to it. They don't erase the fact that this person wasn't there doesn't erase who they were.
Yeah.
And the importance that they played in your life. But I think it does allow you to obviously bring it into context that there are going to be celebrations and milestones that you have to continue to have.
That's right.
That you have to continue to bring and show and share with your family and your children in particular, to let them know that there is still joy and that we can still celebrate even though we're sad.
That's right.
That's
so important. So important.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you're experiencing these moments,
you're not ruining. Don't think about it like you're ruining a happy day.
Yeah, you're honoring somebody you sense should have been a part of it. That's the sense and feeling that you should have in those situations.
Yeah, and the feelings, those are feelings that they should be there, right? Just like you might be feeling, man, this person should be there. Guess what? Those feelings that you're having, they should be there as well. So, I mean, listen, what if all these moments weren't reminders of what we're missing?
I mean, what if the reminders, it really shows, what if they're to show how deeply that person still matters?
I think that's it might feel strange, but it's honestly not like a completely, it's honestly just a completely different way to think about it. Like it's supposed to be there.
Yeah. Say her name or say his name.
Talk about her.
Now both of these two exist. The sadness, the joy, because certainly your children are watching, and I think they have proven themselves worthy of doing exactly that, the coexistence.
Yeah, and don't feel guilty if you're grieving and celebrating at the same time.
Yeah, don't rush through all this.
Yeah,
there's no need to do that.
There's a process, right? And anybody who cares about you and loves you and your family, they will understand.
Yeah, understand life is going to continue. You're going to continue giving to your children and these lasts, and giving the proper weight to the last that will arrive.
Yeah, don't feel like you're backtracking in this process, in your grieving process. You're not. You're actually headed in the right direction.
And it's great to actually know that this sense of love is still showing up in your life. That's important to know. You have that capability still.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I'll say last is, like, grief is not interrupting the celebration. It's just part of it.
Yeah. It's just reminding you who should have been there.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Yeah.
And keeping those stories alive will certainly do that in those different memories.
Yep.
So we thank you again for joining us on Getting Back Up, Finding Life After Death podcast.
We appreciate your time. We thank you for joining us. And we do seriously hope that the next celebrations and milestones in your life are filled with joy, love, reflection.
Yeah. Embrace the last. Think of the memory that you can keep and how it enriches your life, those last, because they'll keep coming just like the first.
Yep. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us on Getting Back Up, Finding Life After Death. If something in today's episode spoke to you, pass it on, because somebody out there needs to hear this.
For sure. We're on all the social mausoleums, so follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Mostly it will be in the form of Get Back Up Podcast.
And be sure to subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast.
And remember, getting knocked down is part of life.
But getting back up is how we live.
We'll see y'all next time.